Hello friends, Alessandra here. Listen, it's only been about a week since we fed the worms. And I just had this feeling like I should check on them. I know we just fed them, but I'm like, I want to see how much food is actually here. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Let me show you. Look at this. This is where we fed them. Look at this. There's still some food here for sure. There's still some strawberry peels, but look at all of the worms here. Oh my goodness, the strawberry toppers. There's really not a ton of food though. And obviously they're trying to skedatter from the light. But there is clearly plenty of worms here. Not a ton of food. So glad we checked on them. That means my suspicions were correct. The 2 weeks wouldn't have been, well, it would have been enough. The strawberry toppers would probably have been gone at that point. But, oh, look at this big guy. Was not expecting him there. But I want them to have plenty of food. Like, I don't want there to be a food deficit. So kind of like what we talked about last time, we've got another container. It's frozen to help keep the bugs and stuff killed off. But this time I opted for more, like there's a few berries in the bottom, but I was trying to focus specifically on banana peels. And the reason is because most of what they've been feeding on is berries, or peaches, or fruit, really juicy fruit with the high sugar content, which is good. It breaks down. They love it. They go crazy. But banana peels tend to take a little bit longer anyways. So I'm kind of curious. I mean, banana peels, obviously you start to rot quickly, but they just, for whatever reason, take a little bit longer than regular fruit. So I'd like to try and see like a benchmark of, okay, we know they're hungry. How long is it going to take them to burn through this? As per what we've been doing lately, I've got some packing paper, nothing special. We're not even really wrapping it that hard. Obviously, you saw we mostly just kind of folded it over once or twice with this last one because I don't need to make it difficult for them to get to it. I'm not really worried about bugs here. At this point, the paper is kind of like moisture distribution mixed with cold distribution. Like, this is literally frozen. So that's kind of, we don't want to shock them. Let's put it that way. We don't want to freeze them out. So I'm just going to feed them. That's it. Then we're just going to give them that. I'm not going to add any extra moisture this time because I've been thinking about, it's end of July, beginning of August here. And at this point, the bin physically with the coconut corn and everything is full, but not like obviously as high as it could be. And I still have a ton of packing paper and stuff that we used on our move that I think I'm going to shred because I'd love to make sure in the next feeding or two, we really fill up the top just to start kind of building up the insulation. And more importantly, like, yes, of course, I want to build up the insulation for winter time. Not that I think it's going to get so cold, but I have all of this really big chunky paper from past feedings, and I'm sure it will break down in time, but I don't think it's going to be the insulation that I want it to be for them during the winter time. And quite honestly, I think if we have the shredded paper, we can start mixing that in with the coconut core so it won't be quite as dense, if that makes sense. And more importantly, the moisture levels. Like we obviously struggled with that last winter, and I really want to make sure that this year we can kind of like approach it slowly and carefully. So I thought if we can do a nice layer of shredded paper, start to mix it in, troubleshoot, see if we need to add moisture to the area, because this is comfortable, but I think this is still getting a little bit on the drier side. So I'm hoping if I can mix in some paper into the mix, it'll help keep the, see, it's like just kind of crumbling. I prefer it to be a little bit more dense than that. And so I'm hoping if we can get a better ratio of coconut cord, paper, you get where I'm going with this, I hope. If not, we'll figure it out together later. So, woohoo! We're just over a week. We're getting another feeding in for these worms. I hope this keeps up. I'm super excited if it will. Everything's looking good in here. No bugs, no flies. Moisture, borderline okay. But yeah, we're doing real good with this. I hope your worms are doing good. Let me know in the comments down below. I'm always curious to hear how other people's experiences are going. And as we prep for winter time and fall here in the basement of Colorado here, I'd be curious if you have any tips and tricks. I'm hoping we don't need to use a heater this year, but time will tell. Okay, friends. Well, thanks for hanging out. I'm Alessandra. We'll give you an update soon.